Hello. Hello, how are you? How are you? How you feeling? Oh, looks okay. Are you feeling? How are you? Let me know in the comments where you are. How you feeling? We have great news to share. Love, how are you? How you feeling this lovely afternoon? How you feeling this lovely Wednesday? How you feeling this lovely Wednesday? You still owe me my consultation fees, right? How are you? How you feeling this lovely Wednesday? Emma Jidunu. Hello from Chicago. I was in Chicago in July. Yeah, I don't like Chicago in winter. That's why I was there in July. But nice to see you here. Thanks for your help. You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, what else? Hello from California. How are you? How you feeling? Hello, hello. We just have some great news to share about this 55,000 green cards available now. Okay, what are we talking about? Hello from Chicago, Antonia Alubuni. How are you? Chicago is a nice city, but I just don't like it in winter. It's crazy. The airport is crazy. I was in Chicago for one of my clients in July. I've been to Chicago only at the airport and always happened to be in winter time. So that's why I hate Chicago. But then this July I was in Chicago. It was pretty nice, but then the wind was raining. Um, but yeah, it was pretty interesting place. But it's just that their winter is crazy. Hello, Hutan Care, how are you? How you feeling? Yes, so we got a great news to share. We're talking about 55,000 green cards available now. What exactly are we talking about? We are talking about the DV lottery program. The DV lottery program is a program that allows a certain individual, national of certain countries, sorry, got like something got in my eyes of certain country to get here in the US with a green card. And as a matter of fact, that's how I got here in the US with a green card based on DV lottery. This thing is real, especially for people who are outside of the country. It's really good if you have family members outside of the country. That's you, if they qualify, of course, they can apply. So we're gonna go over that. Talk a little bit about it. Then we're gonna talk about if somebody's here in the United States, if they win, are they gonna be able to adjust status? The short answer is it's going to depend on their status. If the green, if the adjustment of status is basically they win the lottery and they're still lawfully present at the time of adjustment, then the answer will be yes. But if they're unlawfully present, the answer is simply no, unless they qualify under uh, basically 245I grandfather clause. Sorry. Um, Can someone understand apply, please? Well, the person, if they win, the question is, are they going to be able to adjust status? The answer is no, because asylum is not a lawful status. The only time they can adjust status is if they have this exception called 245I, the grandfather clause. We talked about it a lot on this channel, but basically it simply means that if somebody has some type of old petition that was approved back in 2001, then they can use it to waive unlawful presence. Other than that, really, the short answer is no. Have to be lawfully present. Okay. It's really beneficial for students, um, because they're still lovely. Like if there's F1 or F2, uh, J1, J2, J1, J2. Again, there's some type of requirement that has to be waived. The 2 years requirement that has to be waived. But the F1 student, if the status is still valid, then they happen to win. We have somebody in Texas who did adjust status on the lottery because they won, um, and they were still lawfully present because they had a valid student visa. Okay, so let's go over the application. But basically, if you have family member outside of the country, that's when you tell them to apply so that they can get here, and at least they will have lawful status from the beginning. They can work, stuff like that. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen, and so we can talk about it. Okay, can you hear me still? Because I was trying to share the screen. I don't know. Okay, so the DV Lottery 2026 is up. So basically, if you win, you're gonna get here in 2026. I mean, the person who's outside is gonna be here in 2026. The person inside are gonna be able to adjust status in 2026 if they're still lawfully present. Okay, so 55,000 green card available for the taking. What country is not eligible? Okay, the native countries from because more than 5,000 native of this country immigrated in the previous 5 years. Because more of them immigrated already from the previous year, then they are not eligible for DV 2026. What countries? The following country: Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, the People Republic of China, including mainland and Hong Kong born, Colombia, Cuba, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, India, Jamaica, Mexico, Nigeria. In Africa, only one country, basically, right? Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, Republic of Korea, South Korea, of course, Venezuela, Vietnam, native of Moscow, and Taiwan are eligible. Those are eligible. Those are the two, right? And then, except Cuba, which is not eligible for DV 2026. Um, how do you apply? You go to the website. Is travel.state.gov to apply. And then what are the eligibility? Okay. First requirement, you have to be a native of the country with a historically low rate of immigration to the United States. You can click here and know if your country qualifies, but really we already listed the countries that do not qualify. Okay. And then if you are not a native of the country with historically low rates of immigration to the United States, there are two other ways you might be able to qualify. If your spouse is native of a different country, okay, are you a native of the country that does not have stuff like that? So requirement number two, each DV intern must meet the education or work experience requirement, at least high school diploma or its equivalent, or 2 years of work experience within the last past 5 years in an occupation that requires at least 2 years of training, okay? If you don't have a high school diploma, right? The application starts now. This is where you apply, dvprograms.state.gov, electronically, started today, and it's gonna end on November 5th. So we have a full month, right? A couple of days. Do not wait until the last minute because of website delays, stuff like that. So if you qualify, just apply. Submit it electronically. It's free, but you just have to meet the requirements, right? What are they asking? You have to provide your last name, which is your family name, your first name, your middle name, exactly how it appears on your passport, okay? If you only have one name, then you only enter your last name, right? You have to provide your gender, your date of birth, starting with the day, month, and year, city where you were born, country where you were born, country of eligibility, photograph. You have to submit the passport picture as required. In the US, it has its own size. It's not like other countries' sizes. So you have to be able, and then it's going to show you too, right, when you submit, if it's not going to work or not, your mailing address, country where you live today, phone number is optional, email address, it's better because that's where they're going to send you the result. High level of education you have achieved as of today, current marital status. That's where the people have problem. If you married, list the name of your spouse and say you're married. And if you have children, say that you have children and list the names of the children as well. Because the problem is people will put a single, although they're married, then when they win, they're trying to add the spouse later. That's why people have a lot of problems, a lot of problems. I'm a witness of one case in Missouri where citizenship was denied based on lacking good moral and character because this person did not include his children on the application of green card. So then when he applied for US citizenship, he includes the children name. It became a problem. We filed the form N336. It was denied. But thank God he still has his green card because right now, they're not sending everybody to court because of priorities, enforcement priorities. Otherwise, they could have sent him to court and deport him because they claim in the letter that even the green card in question was issued in by way of misrepresentation, which is fraud. So just don't, if you're married, just put married and list the name of your child, your spouse. If you have children, please put the name of the children as well. So it's just as simple as that. The number and the name. Be sure to include, you see, all living natural children, all living children legally adopted, and stepchildren who are unmarried and under the age of 21. Okay? Even if you're no longer legally married to that child's parents, just put the name of the child, because it really gets bad when the people forget to put the name of their children, and then later on try to add them. No, don't do that. Okay, and when are they going to start giving the result? Starting, hold on, country department, select individual, must go to the enter check, and then you're going to check here, and then status here from May 2025 to September 2026. Okay. Yeah, all selectee must be issued a visa by September 30th, 2026. But the result is just going to start coming out by May 5th of next year. Okay. But the calendar year, fiscal year ends on September 30th. So by September 30th, 2026, you should have your visa. If you don't have it, it doesn't renew. It just lapses, and that's it. That's how a lot of people they did file lawsuits, but it just never worked. And then there's a requirement. So you can just go on the website and look at all those requirements. And yeah, pretty much that's what it is. And then we have another news about, this is just a great news about extraordinary ability criteria, the O1 type of visa. It says that they basically updated their policy. USCIS updated their policy. Um, Person with extraordinary ability in science, art, education, business, or tech can self-petition, self-petition, okay, for first preference immigrant classification E11 without a job offer or certification from the U.S. Department of Labor. That's the good thing about it. No job offer, no employer. You can self-petition, but you have to establish those eligibility requirements. Um, Basically, at least 3 of the regulatory criteria. If you go on uscis.gov, you see those requirements. But if you meet at least 3, then you can, claim that and try to apply. So, but what are they talking about here? They try to clarify something here, right? They confirm that USCIS considers a person receipt of team award under the criteria for lesser national or international recognized prizes or award for excellence in the field of endeavor. They clarified that USCIS consider past membership under the membership criterion. So even past membership, they will consider it. They remove language suggesting published material must demonstrate the value of the person, work, and contribution in order to satisfy the published material criteria. As such, requirements are outside the plain regulatory language of the criteria. Explain that while the dictionary defines an exhibition as public showing, not limited to art, the regulation expressly modified that term with artistic, such as USCIS will only consider non-artistic exhibition as part of a properly supported claim of comparable evidence. So in other words, what they're trying to do is basically clarify their eligibility requirements. So make it clear what document you have to present. You can go, if you qualify, you can just go ahead and read or schedule a consultation, of course, if you need to apply. Let's stop here and try to take questions. Okay, so we have questions here. Let's just stop and start taking questions. Hi, Bijoux. Hi, Amani Kofi. How are you? Hi, Bijoux. We love you. Thank you very much. She's the best. Thank you very much. Do we have even questions? Let's see on Instagram if we have questions. Great job. Thank you very much. Yeah, do we have questions? Yeah, we're just trying to answer questions. We wanted to basically show people who want to apply, or they can tell their family members to apply. Yeah, so other than that, we're taking questions, everything immigration related. And if anybody need a consultation, of course, you can always schedule it by using the consultation link in the description box. Okay. What else have here? I don't see any question on Instagram. Yeah, do we have questions? Do we have questions? Do we have questions so we can talk about those questions, try to answer those questions? If we don't have questions, then we can stop. We don't have to stay here if there's no questions, right? We need to save our energy. By the way, please share. Meanwhile, if you don't have a question, you can always help us by sharing, by liking. You can always follow us on TikTok as well. I started a series of adjustment of status videos on TikTok. You might be able to basically, you might be able to get some answer there, of the most difficult questions We have tried to answer those questions. If you follow us on TikTok, you might be able to get some questions answered. But if you have a question live right now, you can just always ask. Let me see if I can put the link here. I'm filing my eye this month based on EB2. How long do you think it'll take for a decision? Any guess? There's really no guess. You just go on processing time, and you look at the processing time for employment base, depending on where your application will go. If you look at processing time, then you look at on processing time, then you will have an idea, right, on how long it might take. Yeah, so let's see. Hold on, let me check. Sorry, I was trying to stop some noises, background noises. Employment base, processing time. Where are you located? So where are you located? Raj Chanel. Asking for a friend. PD get denied, but ask what is her option. PD get denied, you file with the court. You file a motion to reopen SUA. It's called SUA Sponte. You file with the courts and just hope for the best. That's what we will do. We have 2 PD requests that was we got 2 denials. One in Baltimore, one in Connecticut. Now we're just filing with the court. The PD request, it doesn't get granted all the time. Out of 10 PD requests, sometimes I get 7 granted, 3 denials, especially the people who get really denied, especially under this doily memo, are people who were granted the volunteer departure and failed to depart. Those are the people I'm getting denials. But other people, it's just fine. You file, especially here in Baltimore, 2 weeks later, they give you a great news. We got success with Baltimore, we got success with Chicago, Atlanta, you name them. But this one, even New York, but those 2, the reason I believe it got denied is because of volunteer departure, failed to depart. Sometimes I get upset. What are you going to do? You are just going to refile. Not refile with ICE right away. You're going to try with the court. There's 2 options, basically. You can try to wait 6 months later or 1 year later, refile again with ICE. Maybe you get another person to look at your case, and maybe you get a chance. Or you can try to file sua sponte with the court, and hopefully the court is going to reopen the case. It's really difficult to get the court to reopen a case when the motion is untimely. They have discretion, right? So they can open it if they want on their own discretion. Reopen your case and then send the case back. If you are BIA, send the case back to immigration court. That way you file a motion to terminate, and then adjust status with USCIS if you have I-130, approved. And then if it doesn't work at the court, you wait 1 year later, you file again PD. People have tried those PD requests. I know somebody who tried 4 times before it get approved within 4 years, right? So some people are persistent. They get lucky later. Some will just get denied with ICE and then try with the court and get luck with court. So that's all you can do. It's not anybody's fault. It's just like it's discretionary. It's up to them to accept it or to deny it. That's it. There's really nothing you can do about it. Most of the time, if you have better argument in terms of if you, let's say, you are an essential worker, you work during COVID, good moral character. Sometimes they look at those other elements in order for them to grant it. Other than that, you just, you try again. That's it. Yes, as you said, you have to wait. Yes, just wait. You get there. Um, a lot of people wait, and then eventually they get there. Your waiting time is not bad. So yeah, you get there. Um, I-130 is already approved. Yeah, I-130 is approved, but still, case has to be reopened. So if I refuse, you go try with the courts. Maybe you get luck with the courts, maybe not. Then you can retry again with ICE. Maybe 1 year later. Georgia was Atlanta, Georgia. Well, I've had success with Georgia before. Yeah, it's just like really. Oh, Rachel, sorry, right, Chanel, Atlanta, Georgia. You wanted to know. I'm still answering Yuri's question. Sorry about that. You wanted to know processing time, right, for Atlanta? Let's see what it's saying here, Georgia, for employment-based adjustment, uh, 37 months. 80% of cases get approved within 37 months. That's the processing time, which means 3 years. Yeah, within 3 years, you should get a response. Sometimes you get lucky, you might get a response within 2 years. But that's the current processing time in Atlanta, Georgia for employment base. That's how you know. Okay, eventually they look at priority dates as well, but that's just the average. Uh, who is eligible, single people or married person? What do you mean, Sharon Campbell? I don't understand your question. I don't understand your question. Who's eligible for what? For the green card lottery? Yeah, you have to be at least 18 years old, right? If you're talking about that. How about if I don't respond? Well, if they don't respond, what are you gonna do really? Make them respond. But anyway, you keep following up. At least if a person has a lawyer, the ICE has to respond at some point. I had the case in Connecticut. It took like 6 months, but finally they responded. Like the lawyer's job is to follow up, get in touch with the attorney supervisors, send emails. Eventually they will respond because there's nothing they can do. I've heard that another lawyer had to go in person. If you're in the same city, you can go in person there too. Their lawyer can go there. They're gonna respond. Yeah, eventually they're gonna end up responding. In Ohio, though, they might take even 2 years to respond. Yeah. So, Monafat Joseph, how are you? How are you feeling? I'm good. How about yourself? When can I file for N300? 300 or 400? I don't know what N300 is. Are you talking about citizenship? Olakule Jepeji, you just got the green card today. You're talking about when can I file the N400, right? 400, the U.S. citizenship. If the green card is based on marriage, you can if you're still married to that person, of course, 3 years. You look at the green card when it was issued, you just count 3 years and then you apply. If it's not based on marriage, you wait for 5 years. So yeah, that's your answer. 400. I'm fine. Thanks. Long time. We haven't seen you for a while, but thanks for showing up. By the way, please like and share. By the way, please like and share. We have 10 people in the house. Please like and share. We don't have anybody on Instagram. I guess everybody left after the lecture. The lecture was long, but we have people on YouTube. Please like, please share. Can someone complete new apply from Africa? Can someone completely new apply from Africa? Are you talking about the green card lottery? Yes, you can apply from, if the person is in Africa, they can apply from there too. The only country is Nigeria. They cannot, they're not qualified for that. But other countries, let's say you're from Ghana, Congo, you can apply. Okay. What else we have here? I guess we're answering all questions. Uh, yes. Yes, if you're Africa, yes, they can apply from there. Um, just go on. They need a correct website, right? This travel.state.gov, that's where you apply. As long as you are not, the person is not from Nigeria. If the person is from Nigeria, they are not eligible. So that's it. Okay. What else we have here? Okay, so this is it. Thank you very much for showing up. We got a 30-minute talk. We're here to answer questions. Um, we did answer some questions. Now we are trying to wrap up, right? We talked about the great news about 55,000 green cards available now for DV lottery. That's how I got in America with a DV lottery. So it's real. If you, especially if you are outside, if the person is outside, if the person is inside, they have to be within lawful status. Otherwise, it's just not going to work unless they have some type of exception, which is 245I. Not everybody has. That's like 1% of people have that type of exception. So that's about it. Then we talked about the O1 visa, USCIS just is clarifying some type of requirement, eligibility requirements. You can go on the website to read it. What else? Then we're answering questions. Okay, that's it for today. Until next time, please do not forget to follow me on TikTok because I'm posting a lot of adjustment of status video. Deep questions are being answered. And then we're going to talk sometimes about employment-based type of visa, stuff like that, volunteer departure, why it gets tricky, stuff like that. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye-bye. Let me stop here.